1848, the revolution of the liberals. Now, the revolution of the liberals exclusively deals with women rights. Extending of political rights to women has become a controversial one within the liberal movement, because even for men who are non-propertied do not have any political rights, they are only passive voters. So giving active votership or political rights to women within the liberals, it has created some kind of controversy. How can we accept this? Because we are talking about a situation in 1848. During that period, giving political rights to women is unimaginable, or it can be utopian vision of that particular point of time, because even men without property don't have votes, right to vote, etc. So giving women political rights was a big controversy. So women started to form their own political associations. They started to publish articles, founded newspapers, and take part in political meetings and demonstrations. So women started to form their own political associations because the men are not giving them votes. They started to make their own political groups. They started their own newspapers and started to take active part in political meetings and demonstrations. So women were admitted only as observers in the parliament. They are not permitted to sit. They are only permitted to observe by standing in the visitors' gallery. They were not given any kind of permission to sit or take active part in the meeting or in the discussions or in the debates. You are just a visitor. You go there, observe that, and come outside. That's why they are calling them as observers. They are not giving any kind of rights to them. So we need to remember here that in 1848, women were not given right to vote. So in order to overcome this one, women started to form their own political associations, started own newspapers, started to participate in the political meetings, and started showing their anger through demonstrations. So monarchs now slowly started to realize that if men and women are not given the political rights or not given the freedom to them, if we keep them only as observers, there will be cycles of revolutions happening. The entire revolution cycle will again begin. So in order to stop that, we need to grant certain amount of concessions to the liberal nationalist revolutionaries. We need to grant certain amount of concessions, certain amount of inclusion has to be done. Otherwise, it's very, very difficult. That is what the monarchs began to realize about the existing situation. For 1848 revolution and the liberals. So the revolutions which are led by the liberals. The revolution was led by whom? The educated middle classes, who combined their demands. One is for constitutionalism with national unification. They want a constitution, they want a parliamentary setup, the powers of the monarch to be subjected to the parliament. That is called constitutionalism. At the same time, they were demanding for the unification of the nation. They want all the same language spoken people or one language spoken people to be as one nation, one cultural identity people as one nation. So that is unification process. The Frankfurt Parliament in 1848, 18th May 1848, members of the political associations elected 831 representatives. So on 18th of May 1848, 831 representatives took part in the Frankfurt Parliament session when it was convened in the Church St. Paul's, and drafted a constitution for the German nation. So in May itself, 1848, there was a constitution which has been drafted and it has been adopted. But the then King of Prussia, King William IV, did not agree to this and he opposed this one. When he opposed this one, and it has been followed by the aristocrats and other groups, the military, slowly the importance of the parliament, the importance of the constitution started to get eroded. And there was no basis, no rights were given to workers and women. Similarly, it was forced the autocratic monarchs with the increasing demand for women political rights to introduce some changes, that's like serfdom and bonded labor were abolished. What are the changes that have come after 1848? One more question. Abolition of serfdom and bonded labor. And Hungarians were granted more autonomy in 1848.